Are you lost, sir? This isn't the visitor's lounge, Sandra said sharply, arms folded, voice soaked in condescension. The elderly man in front of her, slightly hunched, in a faded bomber jacket and boots worn with age, looked up slowly. He didn't speak. He didn't need to. The disdain in her tone had already spoken volumes. Around her, two junior staff members stifled snickers. "We get all kinds wandering in here," she added, shaking her head. "Must be looking for someone who actually works here." The man offered a soft smile, but it wasn't returned. Sandra was known for her confidence, polished nails, expensive perfume, and a reputation for making quick judgments. She eyed the man's scuffed shoes, the old military patches barely clinging to his jacket. "We'll have security escort you back," she added, pulling out her phone. But before she could dial, the elevator dinged. The boardroom doors opened. Out walked the regional director, eyes lighting up. "General Mallister," he exclaimed, "you're early. Let me show you to your new office." The room froze. The man, still silent, stepped past Sandra without a glance. She stood frozen, face drained of color. One of her co-workers whispered, "Wait, he's the new executive VP." The regional director turned and smiled politely. "Did Ms. Rhodes give you a warm welcome?" The general chuckled, voice gravelly and calm. "She certainly made an impression." Flashback, General Thomas Mallister, 25 years in service, led ground units across war zones, negotiated peace treaties, and trained hundreds of officers now in leadership across the country. His resume read like a textbook, but retirement didn't slow him. When asked to step into the private sector, he chose this firm for its veteran hiring initiative. He'd said nothing when Sandra belittled him because he'd seen worse, and he knew character wasn't tested when people bowed to you, but when they thought they didn't have to. Back in the office, the first team meeting began. Mallister stood at the head of the table. Sandra sat at the far end, avoiding eye contact. "Some of you might recognize me," he began. "Some of you might not. But I don't care about resumes or appearances. I care about integrity, respect, teamwork." His gaze briefly met Sandra's, then moved on. "We judge no one by their uniform, or lack of one." Over the next few days, Mallister made his rounds, shaking hands with interns and listening more than speaking. Sandra watched from her office as staff gravitated toward him. She tried to reclaim her control, snide remarks, subtle power moves, but they landed flat. The new boss didn't play by her rules. A week later, she was called in for a one-on-one meeting. Her palms were sweaty. As she entered, Mallister stood, motioned to a chair. "Ms. Rhodes," he said, "you're smart, capable. But we have a culture problem. You represent leadership. That comes with a higher standard." She stammered, I didn't know who you were." He raised a hand gently. "That's not the point. You assumed I was no one. That is." He pulled out a printed employee evaluation form, her name at the top. "I want you to stay," he said, "but only if you're ready to lead with humility." She stared at the page, unsure if it was a warning or an olive branch. "Why give me a second chance?" she asked. "Because someone once gave me one," he replied. "When I was young, arrogant, just like you." She blinked. "So, you're not firing me?" He smiled. "No, Sandra, I'm promoting you." Shock rippled through her. "Promoting me," she echoed. "To what?" Mallister stood. "To someone better than she was yesterday. Let's see what you do with it." Over the following weeks, Sandra changed. She greeted the janitors. She asked questions. She listened. Her teammates noticed. Her voice softened. Her sarcasm faded. She became someone others looked up to, not out of fear, but admiration. And every time Mallister passed her desk, she nodded respectfully, not because he was a general, but because he was right. Months later, at the company's quarterly awards dinner, Sandra stood at the podium. "I want to thank someone who changed my life without humiliating me, who let me fail and still believed I could rise. General Mallister, this one's for you." Applause thundered across the room. Mallister raised his glass, silent and proud. After the event, she found him outside, looking at the stars. "I hope I made it right," she said. He turned, eyes gentle. "You did, Sandra. And the next time you see someone who looks like a nobody," she finished the sentence, "I'll treat them like they're somebody." He smiled. "Good. Because everyone is." Before we end this story, let us know in the comment, where are you watching from? If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and drop a karma in the comments below.